today's video, I'm diving into analyzing these four major pairs are listed in the introduction. So first, we are moving on to the first pair, which is GBPUSD. GBPUSD. So let me clear my already existing analysis. So let me clear it and see. I will start afresh. So first, we will zoom on to the monthly time frame to check the overall trend of the market, because we already ended the month. So we check on the monthly time frame first. So we go into the monthly time frame. So going on to the monthly time frame, we check to see. So the previous month, this was September. We've seen a rejection here. Price is showing a downtrend, rejection towards the downtrend, and the following month, that was September, October. So the following month, October, price truly sold. October was more of sales in the market for GBPUSD. Then on the month we are currently on, November, we've seen price sold. The sellers were in the market for a while, but by the ending of the month, buyers took control in the market. There was a rejection here. I've seen this thing. The fair value gap has been filled here. We can all see that price tried to come down to fill this fair value gap here. So to fill this gap here, let me zoom into it. Then you guys see. So price came down to fill this gap here. So it's likely to be a reversal, and market is even showing a rejection from that point. So in this month, basically what we are looking out for is a buying opportunity. We are looking out for buys on GBPUSD. So moving on to the weekly time frame. On the weekly time frame, we see the previous week we have been experiencing some rejections at this point. Rejections here. You can see some rejections at this point. Price has been rejecting at this point. So there's likely to be more buys for this week. And the previous week has just ended with a strong bullish candlestick, indicating buyers entering into the market. So in this week we are looking for buys, and let's dive more into it. You see it. If you zoom down to the smaller time frame, you get to see the picture clear. So onto the daily time frame, you can see that price here has created a double bottom here. Price has created a double bottom. Is it? Let me draw this thing clear. So price has created a double bottom. Price came down here to create a new lower low, then went up, creating a new higher low, then came down. It refused to break below the previous low, then went up to break the previous lower high here, to create a new higher high here. So basically what price is trying to tell us is that the market is changing from a downtrend to an uptrend. That is what price is basically telling us on the daily time frame. So moving on to the 4-hour time frame to check for more confirmation. So in this week, I'm looking out for buys on this market. I'm looking out for buys on this market on USD and GBPUSD. I'm looking out for buys because price, I've seen some rejection here. Price refused to break below here, below this previous higher high and lower low here, and price has broke the previous higher low, and this in the previous lower high here, to create a new higher high. So basically market is trying to tell us that it's changing from a downtrend into an uptrend. So let's follow the direction of the market. So before I take a trade for this week, first, where I'm expecting price to come is price to move, come down here, price to come. I'm looking out for price to come down here, then come, even targeting this psychological level here. So I'm looking out for this here. So price to come down small, then continue the trend, continue the new trend. So price to move down small and continue the new trend. So that's what I'm looking out for on GBPUSD. So let's zoom further and see whether what I'm saying is right. Okay, so I'm going to draw where I'm expecting price to come, and I'll take my trade from. So I'm expecting price to come towards this level here, this zone here, this zone here. So I'm entering from here. So if price comes here, then decide to make a rejection here, then I'll enter for a buy. Enter for a buy. Enter for a buy here. Buy from here, targeting the next psychological level here, probably holding to the targeting here or even holding towards here. So my stop loss will be below these zones. So this is what I'm targeting for this week. So this is what I'm looking at for on GBPUSD. Okay, so let's move down to the next pair. Let's move down to the next pair. So the next pair is EURUSD. The next pair is EURUSD. So let's clear the chart and make new analysis here. So first, we move on to the monthly time frame. Monthly time frame first. So on the monthly time frame, to check the overall direction of the market. 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 So on the monthly time frame, you can see price was bearish. Price was moving, was in a bearish trend. Here, you can see. And this thing, we saw a rejection here. Then that week and that month we saw a rejection here. Then the following month we saw a strong sell downward. Then this month, the month that is ending November, then we're projecting that price should move towards this zone. That was what we were projecting. Everybody was looking out for price to move down to this zone. But due to some reason, I don't know the reason, but price has rejected, starting to reject. It went down, then start to reject here. So what we are projecting here using the monthly time frame is that we are looking, since the market is trying to be in a reversal trend, we are looking out for buys. And where are we targeting? We're targeting here, targeting this zone. We are targeting this zone for the month. For this month, December, we're targeting this zone. So moving on to the weekly time frame, check everything clear. So on the weekly time frame, we can all see that the previous week has ended with a strong bullish candle, a strong bullish candle indicating strong buying power in the market. So based on this, we are looking out for more of buys for this week, because the week has ended with a strong buying pressure in the market, indicating that new buyers are entering to the market. So we are looking out for buys here. Basically, we are looking out for buys here. So where am I entering for my buys? So let's draw the nearest zones price is likely to reach. Price is likely to reach price is likely to test or break from. So here, I'll mark at this zone here.